Teenagers. Don't you just love them?
Can we go now?
Yeah, all right then. Come on.
Thank you.
Oh, dear. Well, you might have teenagers. You might have been a teenager. You might have seen teenagers at work. But here's a conversation that you may have had with a teenager. It goes something like this. Come here, please.
Why?
I've got something for you.
What is it?
You'll like it.
Do I have to?
And there are question after question after question. The question I want to ask us today is, are we like teenagers with God? When God asks us to do stuff, do we do it straight away, or do we need to know what's in it for us before we trust him and move forward? Someone in the Bible who was definitely not a teenager was Abraham. If we look at Genesis 22 and the story that happens there, it's very, very clear that Abraham is not a teenager. Let's have a look. Sometime later, God tested Abraham. He said to him, "Abraham!" "Here I am," he replied. Then God said, "Take your son, your only son, whom you love, Isaac, and go to the region of Moriah. Sacrifice him there as a burnt offering on a mountain that I will show you." The next verse, okay, this is the next verse. I'm not missing anything out. This is the next verse. It says, "Early the next morning, Abraham got up and loaded his donkey. He took with him 2 of his servants and blah, blah, blah." He went straight away. He was immediately obedient to what God had called him to. I mean, I want to know what happened between verses 2 and 3. What was going on? Was there some kind of background discussion that I don't know about? This, maybe he had a chat with his wife. Maybe he was going, maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't. I need to think about it for a while. It's not there. It's not in the Bible. And when it's not in the Bible, that bit of background is not important. So it's not there for a reason. We don't have to worry about it. We don't have to worry about what's in the background, because if we did, you know, God would put it there if it was important. So I had to trust God at the end of my job, my last job at Thomas More School in Bristol. I knew that it was right to see the year 11s through to the end. I really felt it's what God called me to do. The school was closing down. Many teachers, staff were looking for jobs elsewhere because they were worried about their own job security. I felt it was important that whatever happened, I needed to stay there for those year 11s who were quite a needy bunch. Anyway, my last day of work was actually on May the 25th. No, it wasn't my last day of work. It was my last day with the year 11s. They left. The next day was an inset day, and also it was the day that Maddie ended up going to hospital. And she was in hospital very, very ill for 3 weeks. But because the year 11s had gone, I was free to spend all that time in the hospital with her. The school didn't need me because the year 11s had gone and my job was with the year 11s. And I'd also got my new job at Brimsham Green, where I am now. And I was able to spend all that time with Maddie, come out of hospital, have a week saying goodbye to the staff at Tommy Moore's before starting at Brimsham Green. God was working in the background. His timing was incredible, and there were loads of ways seeing how God was working then. But I just had to trust God that he had things in control. Now today we don't know what's going on. This coronavirus is throwing up all sorts of unknowns. We don't know what's happening with our jobs, with our schools, with our holidays. Even church, we're not sure what's happening. We don't know what's going on in the background though. God is at work. We can trust that God is at work in the background. I don't know what's happening in my background at the moment, but I'm trusting God that if I go his way and trust him, everything will be fine. And one last thing. My teenagers, now when I say to them, guys, come here please, if I include the phrase, trust me, they come straight away because they've learnt through lives and by experience of what's going on, that when I say that, they can trust that what it's going to be is for their good. So the question I want to leave you with is, do you trust God that He's in charge and that He's working out in the background when you can't see what's happening? He's still working. He's there.